Hey everybody, here's the latest on the Rat Rod 35 Ford Rat Rod gasser. So I switched over the springs. I put the multi-leaf and I put the axle up in between the frame and the springs. So that's going to set it down. I'm figuring about 5 inches or more it's going to set it down. Also put the shocks on it. I put air shocks on it in case I need to take it up or if I want to haul something with the trailer hitch, So we got all that done. Got that in there. And I took on these shocks right here, I took and slotted these holes so that this shock, so it can go, so it can go that way or it can go that way a little bit. It's not moving much, but just a little bit. So the old Ford 9-inch. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this outside right here. I'm going to take these off. I'm going to leave this one because if, down the road somewhere, if we want to put the thing up on top of the springs, we can. So everything else is pretty much done on it. Still got to get up here to the front, I don't know what to do there yet. I got to set a motor in here and figure out all that. But I do have a Posey front end for it. It's got a Bell super axle. It's got disc brakes. It's got all that kind of stuff on it. So I just thought I'd do a little something. Now today, also, part of this video, I'm going to take that body off that rotisserie and I'm going to put it back on the chassis. That's another thing I'm going to do today. So there'll be more to this video as we get going here. All right, so I'll be back. Hey everybody, so I'm back. So I got the Coupe is off of the rotisserie. It's sitting on the jack stands that I made in the 4x4s, which every car I've ever had on this is just the way it does. But the old chassis is under it, and pretty simple. There's the rotisserie. And those jibs right there, they really come in handy because they lift that body off. And then once you get the body up on the 4x4s, then you can take the adapters off, which are right here. There's the two adapters that I made. One's for the front. This front one here is for the front, and the one in the back is for the rear. And it worked out pretty good. And seeing then on this car, I was able to use the spare tire holes to pick up. See, I can pick it up now. And I can move. See, right now it needs to be moved over just a little bit. It's not quite in line. So you put that cherry picker just like that. And you can just slide that thing right over. Plus, I can put a piece of cardboard across there and pull that 4x4 out at the same time. So it's going to work out pretty good. I probably won't put the bolts in tonight, but I'm going to have it back down on the frame. The old Rat Rod gasser is going to be back down on the frame. Now this frame is sitting about, I think about 5 inches lower, because when I took this apart, I couldn't get the tires and the frame past that 4x4 right there. I had to let the air out of the tires and just all kinds of nonsense. Well, this time it rolled right under there, so we're down quite a bit now. A lot better than what it was. And if you look, you can see where the front, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I see it. The front is up higher than the back. Of course, it doesn't have a motor in it, but But the old Coupe, she's about ready to go back down on the body, or I mean on the chassis. And that's a milestone for this car because it was, it needed a lot of work. This car was basically, the two guys that had it before me, basically they just wanted to get rid of it because they didn't want to do anything. Rich McKnight did good. The last guy that I bought it off of, he put the floors in it and everything, but even at that, it was not a car that was desirable. Of course, Rich is into 32, 33, 34s. And he was forced to buy this with another car that he bought. So Nobody wanted it, but I think it's going to be a great car because the sucker is really in nice shape. It's not as bad as people thinks it is. But the old floor and everything, it's looking good. And I tell you what, that floor is stout because we got that 4x4 is right there where these door posts are at right here. You can see the door. That's hard to see, but right there's where the door post is, and that's where them 4x4s are. That's a stout body. I'm telling you right now, the way that Rich did the side frame on it, side support or whatever they call them, I don't know. I'm not, versed in all this stuff, but tell you what, he did a good job on it. And then Nate, he really did a good job. He welded that thing solid on there. You can see where he welded that solid, and I'm gonna tell you what, he's a good sheet metal welder. He doesn't think he is, but he is. Like I said, I've been welding 46 years, and I'll tell you one thing right now, that's his first time he ever did sheet metal, and he did a great job of it. He just did a great job. Of course, you can't see much here neither, can you? I don't have enough light in this building, but anyways, that's where we're at right now. Once I get it set down on it, then I'll do some more. All right? Okay. Bye. Well, okay, so we got the body back down on the chassis. And I got to adjust the doors yet, but that's not really a big issue. But you can see that fender, with that fender on, that sets, the whole thing sets a lot lower now. Yeah, starting to look like a real car now. Yeah, and those are the Lincoln or the Mercury wheels that was real popular back in the 50s. They took it's a rim like this right here. That's a 50 Mercury or 46, 48, whatever they are. And then they take that rim and that center section is riveted on. They take and cut those rivets and flip that around to make it look like that, like it's a deep dish. Those are highly sought after today. I've got 2 pair of them, or 2 full sets of them. And those are pretty cool. I got a guy right now who wants to buy a pair of them. And the only reason that he's around is because he knows I got them. But if I was to put them up for sale, who knows? But I don't know if I want to get rid of them because that's part of the 50s hot rod look there. The late 40s, early 50s is those wheels right there. So I got to get the body bolted down. I got to move it back probably about, I don't know, a ½ inch or so. Got to move it back just a little bit so the bolt holes all line up. But she's looking pretty good. So that's a lot of work right there, buddy. A lot of work. All that sandblasting and painting and welding and fitting and just everything. But she's looking good though. It's starting to look like a hot rod now. Yeah, so anyways, that's all for now. Probably this will be it. So please subscribe, hit the bell.